We're going to look at the first page of the 3-2E lesson on linear patterns. We're going to look at block patterns that if these were graphed, they would be linear or form a line. We're going to look at number 1, and we're going to start actually with the table, and then we'll draw level or stage 4. Stage 1 has 3 blocks. Stage 2 has 5 blocks. Stage 3 has 3, 6, 7 blocks. So I'm starting to see a pattern here, and I think stage 4 is probably going to have 9 blocks. Let's see. So we're going to draw 5 on the bottom, 1, and we're going to draw 5 vertically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Cool. So we did get 9. Next, we're going to answer some follow-up questions. How many blocks are being added from one stage to the next? So how much is this going up by? We're also going to start to think about that this is asking us for the rate of change. Well, as I look at the table and or I look at my pattern, I see that it's 2 blocks are being added every time. Next, we're going to figure out how many blocks are in stage 5. We're going to extend our table. In stage 5, without drawing it, I can see is going to have 11 blocks. We'll come back to E in a second, but you're welcome to make a prediction, and we're going to look at stage 0. We're going to add a 0 up here. We're going to think about what number would this need to be so that when it goes up by 2, we get to 3. This would need to be 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, so stage 0 has 1 block. And we're going to make a note here that this is what we called our y-intercept. These are the 2 most important parts of this lesson. These values, then, if we peek ahead, we get an equation, and our job is, by the end of this lesson, we're going to build these equations, but we notice that our rate of change goes in the m spot for y equals mx plus b, just like it did in the other lesson. And the y-intercept goes in for b. Now that we have our equation, we can answer part E. So if it is 2x plus 1 is our equation, and we see that we want stage 10, which is x equals 10, then we're going to figure out what is 2 times 10 plus 1. That's 21 blocks. The reason I skip this is if we can't think of it, it's best, to be quite honest, to use the equation. We have a few more follow-up questions. We're going to show where does the 2 and the 1 show up in this pattern. It's the same diagram. Well, the 2 shows up because each time we're adding 2. The 1 shows up because in stage 0, there is 1 block. We'll even add plus 2 there. So how is the constant in the equation, which is the 1, shown in the pattern? It is the number of blocks in stage 0. We'll make another note again, a reminder that this is our y-intercept. The 2, how is it shown in the pattern? It is the number of blocks added. After each stage. This is our ROC. This is supposed to be an X. We'll fix that. And the last question, how many blocks are in stage 100? So our equation is y equals 2x plus 1, and we're going to set x equal to 100. So y equals 2 times 100 plus 1 means y is 201 blocks. So to summarize, we just did, although it says 2 questions, we did kind of one problem, all related to this block pattern. And the key things to this block pattern were we need to figure out what's the growth rate or rate of change that's going to go in front of x, and how many blocks are in the starting stage, not actually stage 1, but stage 0, and that goes at the end of our equation.